Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sam. It's been a while, I realise. As I alluded to in my last video, it was going to be because of work. I only thought it was going to be a couple of weeks before I uploaded one, and lo and behold, we're now, what is it, the 13th as I'm filming today, the 13th of May, which came around quite quickly, but so yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to get used to working and stitching and all that type of thing with a commute, which has been a while. So yeah, I'm working on it, guys. I promise I'll try and do more. So yeah, hey, this is probably gonna be a longer one because now it's been over a month since I caught up with you all last time, and I've got quite a bit to talk about. So let's begin, shall we? So I'll start first with finishes. You probably remember last time I was working on Hope from the Cotton and Twine. Sorry if I keep looking down, I'm looking at my notes. Hope Cotton and Twine February box. So I finished this, so here you go. As you can see, the colours are lovely. And yeah, I need to FFO this. So as you can see, because obviously I'm not going to hang it up with all of this in the background. So for this I'm gonna trim the fabric, sew it all together so it then looks a bit, you know, cleaner. And I'm gonna put a ribbon around the outside, which came in the box at the time, which is another beautiful thing about the Cotton and Twine boxes, is that they give you everything to finish the object properly. So they provided a ribbon, which I will stick around the outside, so then this will be blue. I'm hoping to get this done over the next couple of days. Today here, where I live, is a public holiday, and I took tomorrow, which is Friday, off work, so I've got a 4-day weekend. So I'm hoping to tidy up like odd bits like that I don't always want to do during the week. So yeah, I need to obviously take this out, iron it, centre it a bit better because it's slightly off centre. And yeah, then just do the prettying up a bit. So I'm really pleased with how this has turned out, and I just love the fact that you could just do so like a flower here, or like you know, a bit whenever you felt like doing it, which when you're busy, tired after a long day, that's kind of what you like. So just like a little bit here, a little bit there. Or at least that's how I stitch. I don't know how anyone else does it. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this looks. And also my back is, I'll show you my back for once, very tidy. I'm very impressed with that. So let's just see what I can, yeah. I was very impressed with that for once. I'm trying to not stress out about the backs, but trying to see where possible if I can keep them tidy or not. So that was a tidy one. So yeah, that was my first finish. As I said, I need to FFO it. I'll try and remember for my next video if I get it done. I must admit, I want this up on my wall. I've got like a little corner over here in the living room where I've got like hoops and stuff that I finished. So at Christmas I had all my Christmas ones from the Geeky Stitch Co. from the advent box, which I would put up there. And I'm trying to make it like not seasonal but swap things in and out. So at the moment I've got a spring one up there. The Hope one would be quite nice, I think, because that's an all-round type thing. So I'm hoping, good pun there, to get that one done. My next, well, this was a start and a finish, so you won't have seen this, but as a gift for someone who absolutely loves Star Wars, and I was watching Mandalorian with them. They love the child from the Mandalorian. I mean, who doesn't love Grogu? So for their birthday, I've stitched, I mean, the birthday's been and gone, but they're fully aware of the fact that this is coming. I need to FFO it as well, so fully finish this piece. But this is the child, and I got it off the pattern off Etsy from, Stitch Area, I think was their name. I've noted down here. And this is the pattern. You might have seen this type of thing before floating around on Instagram. So as you can see, I used way too much fabric because I'd heard that it was bigger than people had anticipated it on being, so I decided let's play safe. And then I've got space to finish it because I've spoken to the person since about how they want it finished, whether they wanted it in a frame or in a hoop, because obviously depending on how you finish things, you want more or less fabric. So yeah, so this is the final Grogu. I think he's so cute. It took me longer, I won't lie, than I thought it would, because I thought I could get it done in a couple of days. But yeah, so that's this little guy, and this is on a 16 count Ada, and it's all the called for DMC that was in the pattern. I don't think there was what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colours, 9 colours maybe. So it's not a huge amount of colours. So that's quite nice. So you might have them already in your stash. So yeah, for people who love the Mandalorian, I can only recommend this. It was such a fun stitch as well. But yeah, here he is. So proud of him. Yeah. So that was it for my finishes. Also, I've got a new camera, so it's an auto-focusing one, so apologise if it gets a bit blurry and then settles down. So it's just trying out new technology. Yeah, so now I'm going to move on to my whips. I don't have that many. I say I've got more sort of I haven't touched in the last month, so I'm not going to talk about them because I'm not going to show things that I haven't physically been doing anything with. So for this one, the first one I started, and as soon as this came, I had to start it. It was the April design from the Cotton and Twine subscription box again. You might notice a theme here. And this design was by Emma at Stitch Rovia, so you probably have seen this because I keep seeing this everywhere on my social media. This is how it looks. I mean, isn't that just so cute? And I mean, I know exactly where this is going to go as well when it's finished. I've only done a little bit. I was really restrained. So this is all that I've done so far. So you can see the scissors, the ears without the back stitching, and then the bottom, I don't know, 2/3 of the craftiness. Again, this is also on a 16 count Ada, which comes with the kit, the hoop which came with the kit, which I'll probably end up taking off in a minute and putting on a Q-snap because I just prefer the Q-snap, especially when it gets, as you can see here, quite close to the edge of the hoop. It's less hassle for me, and this will fit in my smaller Q-snap that I have. Yeah, so this is a 16 count Ada as well, with some gorgeous colours. I actually have the rest of them here, hold on. So these are all the colours that come with it. And as you can see on the actual fabric themselves, hold on, let me just hold this up and prepare it. Should have done this earlier. I think they're all going to work really nicely together, and I've seen a couple of people who've just finished this too, and they look stunning. So I want to get this finished at some point, but for reasons that I'll talk about in a minute, I'm not touching it. And yeah, when this is finished, the idea is that you have some tape that you stick around here, which, yeah, you can see it here. This is what the whole kit came with, this tape. And it's going to look absolutely, again, I've seen a couple of fully finished objects on Instagram, I think the last couple of days, and they look amazing. I won't lie, I was really happy that this came when it did. So I always have like a longer wait time being in Germany, and this coming from the UK, especially since a word I'm not going to mention, and customs and things like that. But this came really quickly, and I wasn't expecting it as quickly, so I kind of started it quite early. Decided to, you know, start something I probably didn't need to start, but when do you need to start something? So yeah, that was that one. So yeah, just need to do the rest of it. I think I'm going to do all the cross stitching and then do all the back stitching. So for example, you can have the back stitching all on the scissors to define them a bit more, all around the lettering, and there's obviously the thread from the needle and thread that's on the design. So yeah, that's my next, once May's over, that's my next project. I also started, which I think I did talk about in my last video, the what time do you call this sound, which I think is hilarious. Call obviously being C-A-L, so cross stitch along rather than sew along, which, because it was originally across, Sally a Caterpillar cross stitch had originally done this back in, what would it have been, 2019 I think it was, sort of this time last, so it started around this time last then, and did a bit every month. And I saw that Joe at Belushi Stitches, I think that's how you say it, and Emma at Emma X Stitching on Instagram, I'll link their names down below so you can see what they're doing, decided they were going to do a stitch along following the same pattern that Sally had originally done. Same release pattern that Sally had originally done. I had this already in my stash from, I think over like a year ago-ish. I bought it and thought, right, because I think the pattern's so cute. It's one of her seasonal trees. If you've seen them floating around on social media. So yeah, I've done the first part, which is this. I just love the colours, and the pumpkins I think are super cute. Yeah, this is also on a 16 count Ada. Sorry, I could probably do it like this, it's a bit better, isn't it? This is on a 16 count Ada. It didn't take me very long. It didn't take as long as I thought it would, let's put it this way. Yeah, I mean, the bit that took the longest was obviously the tree, because as you can see that's a lot of brown stitching. But yeah, the pumpkins didn't take very long. The leaves, again, this is the type of piece that I love when I've been working, because you can do, you know, like say a couple of the leaves, or just like a bit of the tree, or like some of the, because I remember I did the pumpkins by colour, so I did like sort of the lighter bit, and then this bit, and then the darker bit, if that makes sense, just because it was easier for me to switch off, if that makes sense. So that was a quicker stitch than I thought it was going to be. They released the first part back in April, and the second part was released start this month, so the first. I mean, as you can see, haven't quite got there yet, but you know, still what, got a couple of weeks left, so I might, oh, I would try and make a start on this. Which brings me to basically what I was going to talk about later on, but I think I'll mention it now. For May, you might know that there's this thing called May Mania, Stitch Mania, May Mad, I don't know whatever you want to call it, where the idea was originally that you would start pieces in the month of May. I don't like the idea, for me at the moment, to do that because I don't have the time. So I decided I would try and do stitch alongs I had in my whip pile. So that means in May I can touch this project and do something on this project, which I'm super excited about. So I'm hoping, because the next bit goes up here, sorry, it's going to go, let me fold this down a little bit more, sorry, up in this bit with an owl and some more leaves, which I'm quite excited about. You've probably seen the owl. Let's see if I can just get a picture for you up on my phone. Hold on. Oh no, it's fine. You've probably seen it on there on social media anyway. But it's a beautiful owl that's like purple and orange, and some also seasonal leaves that fit that pattern. So that's that's what I've done so far. And then my current whip baby, which this is my third one, so I'm just folding up so it's easier for you to see. This one is one that I'm in love with. I can't put this down at the moment, which is fine, because it's also a stitch along that I started very late and decided I wouldn't try and catch up, because to me that stresses me out, putting pressure on myself to do that type of thing. But I can't put it down. So I have shown this before, but it's from the pumpkin pumpkin stitchery for pumpkins. I can't think what their actual name is, but if you know, you know. And this is the Christmas wreath sale that they started last year, and you can see, I have finally done the bow, which was the bit that I think I still had like all of this to fill in, and a bit at the middle, and this bit down here, but I managed to get that done. And then I've done all of part 3, which, if I just put my hand over here, is everything you can see here. This is the green, or sorry, I'll move this out the way so you can see my face too, which is the star, the baubles, the candy cane, and the wreath, and some snowflakes, which I just love the colour contrasting and how the texture that it seems to bring. I have literally just started part 4, which is this bauble. So it's going to have a bauble up here, and then above here, somewhere around here, there's a Santa, and then more of sort of the greens and stuff. And I mean, I just love this. It's so much fun to stitch. It's the first time, so I'm stitching this on linen, 28 counts from Picture This Plus in Heartland, and it's all in DNC, which is really nice. But it's the first time I've really stitched on linen. I won't lie, when I was doing the house, which was the first part, I was slightly freaked out by how it was all going to look, and quite scared, because as you probably know, you have obviously the square of 9 rather than square of 4, and the counting was it was freaking me out a bit, I'm not gonna lie. But the more you, and I have heard this said before by other stitchers, the more you stitch on it, the more you get used to it. And I must admit, okay, yeah, I can't stitch like I can on Ada at the moment, you know, jumping around all over the place, which is why I'm literally following, like as you can see here, literally following where I was stitching before, rather than say starting, I don't know, up here or something, which I might have done, had a bit more comfortable. And yeah, okay, it takes me a bit longer because the holes are smaller, but I would recommend it actually. Like I started on even weave last year with the Positivity Raw South and Caterpillar Cross Stitch, just because people have said, look, if you feel comfortable on Ada before you do linen, sometimes it's good straight even weave, which I did and found that okay. Okay, yes, it's a bit more counting and stuff, but you get used to it. And then I've gone on a bit of a linen spurge recently, so I've got a couple of other things that are linen fabrics, because I just love the way it sits better. For me, it sits nicer than on Ada, but then it depends, I guess, on the piece. But like this one, I'm very happy about. So I've still got, as you can see, this is a massive piece of fabric, and I'm only a tiny bit of the way through because it's going to go up and around the house. So I think the next bit that's going to be released is like up here somewhere, maybe. I've got it all saved down, and I think the next part comes out tomorrow. So as you can see, I'm never going to catch up. But that's fine. As long as you take your time and enjoy what you're doing, then I think that's the main thing, and that's what I say anyway. I don't care how long it takes me, as long as I enjoy the process and I'm happy with the end result. So yes, I think that's all of my whips. I'm going to talk quickly about my plans. So as I mentioned, for May I'm just stitching any whips I have, which I have 3. Well, technically 4 because there's a snowman sale, but I'm saving that for later on in the year when there's a Christmas in July stitching that happens, I've seen before. I thought that would be quite a cool way of just getting some progress on that, and a couple of other Christmassy pieces I have. So, although yes, I know the Christmas wreath is also Christmassy. So basically I'm going to be stitching on this bad boy and this bad boy. So this is going to be basically most of my May. I think I want to get part 4 finished on this one, so the bauble and the Santa, and then I'm going to start on this one, maybe do a bit more progress on this one, so at least try and start part 2 in May. I probably won't finish it because time is flying at the moment, and there's also 1,001 other things that need doing in life, so I probably won't get that far on that. And I also wanted to I had a stitch along with Hannah Hand Makes, which I kind of put to one side because I got annoyed with myself for stitching something wrong. But I'm going to pick that up again, I think, and try and get the part 5 finished fully how I wanted it done, and then do part 6 FFO it. But I'm not going to stress out too much if that isn't in May, but I just want to try and touch that again because I'm so close to finishing. It's just a couple of things need changing on part 5, which was the lettering, if you remember. I was annoyed with myself that I hadn't read what I wanted to do, which is no fault of, I should add, Hannah. It was totally my stupidity. But yeah, so that's basically my plans for the rest of this month and probably until the next video comes out. I want to fully finish some pieces I actually have in my cupboard behind me. So the Baby Yoda, well, not Baby Yoda, Grogu with the child, I want to get that fully finished in a little hoop. I've got a couple of other pieces, like the Hope one that I need to fully finish. I've got another one that needs framing, which, you know, is small things, but it's not as fun as the actual stitching, is it? So yes, that's my plans for May, and also to continue with those stitch alongs. I mean, but then equally, if I want to pick something else up, I'm going to. But I'm quite loving the 2 stitch alongs I have at the moment, so that'll probably do me for what, the next 2-3 weeks. So yeah, so that should be good. Okay, should we move on to haul then? Because it's been quite a bit. So I have been a long admirer of Lollipop Stitches project bags or face masks or whatever it is she has on her Etsy store. And I saw a while back, it would have been a while back because I think this came just after my last video, so it would have been mid-March I saw this. And she had these amazing project bags up on her store on Etsy. Just look at this. So this is one of the project bags that she's done, and it's got a nice vinyl front, and also the fabric, which I must admit, is so cute. A nice zip, and a lot of space, and this is where I'm actually keeping my Hello Pumpkin style when it's obviously not being shown to you guys. I'm very impressed with this. It's so well made. She was so quick at sending it out too, and it came very quickly with good quality, and I also got another skein of DMC with it. So yeah, if you need a project bag, I would thoroughly recommend her. I'll link her details down below. So my second thing, again, I went on a bit of a spree. I have Lindy Stitches. I love her designs. I've been a long admirer of her designs, but I've got the Dracula Confession behind in my stash to do, but I've never really bought anything else. But I've had a lot of stuff on my to buy list. And then Steph decided to release this beautiful creature. You can see this. How could I say no? I mean, what is there not to love about Edna? She's so cute. I'm sorry, there's a bit of a glare, but I don't want to take it out of the packet because it would be crinkle crinkle. So, you know, Edna ended up in my shopping basket. And then, along with that, she brought out a hedgehog house. I mean, what is there not to love about a cute little hedgehog in its house? So, that had to go in my cart too. And while I was there, it sounds like I've got a problem, doesn't it? Sorry, I'm just pre-arranging. I may have also got a fabric for Edna, which is a beautiful, let's have a look, 22 count mint splash Lugana from Zweigart. So as you can see, I'm starting to move away from Ada a bit, or trying to, expand my horizons, which I just love the colour of this. I think it's gorgeous. I mean, it's not really coming up true to come. It's slightly more blue, greenish on here, which would obviously make sense from the mint colour, but you know. And then I also got the floss pack for Edna, which are these beautiful Weeks Dye Works colours, which Steph puts together so lovely, as you can see. Let me just, so I've got, this one here is Moss, which is a lovely variegated colour, which you can see. I think it's lovely. And then you've got White Lightning, which is also slightly variegated. It's not fully white, there's a bit of a tinge of grey there. Then you've got this one, which, hold on, is Marmalade, which I love the colour of. I think that's really nice. And sorry, Driftwood, which is this one, which is also variegated and lovely. I'm saving my favourite ones to the end. This is why I'm trying to be really careful. This is Grenadine, which I think is a stunning colour. It's more pink in real life. The lighting in here is a bit weird. As you can see, I've got the blind behind me closed because it keeps being sunny and not sunny, so it's really affecting the screen. And then Sugar Plum, which, can you just die? Like, how gorgeous is this? And then all of this will go beautifully on just this fabric. There are some DMC colours that need to go with it, but it's not a problem. So I want to try and get this started because I think that's gorgeous, isn't it? Like, look at that. So yeah, I want to get that started, but you know, May came along and I decided, nope, can't start anything in May. And lastly, she had this beautiful project bag, which, I'm sorry, can you just, like, how cute is this? It's again beautifully made. I know they're not from Steph herself, I can't remember. The 805 stitcher maybe, because it says here at the bottom, if you can see that. So I'm guessing that's where they originally came from. I'm not entirely sure myself, but it's got beautiful, it's beautifully made. It's got beautiful, I love this. Can you see that binocular thing for the zip? Lots of space. So I've been storing all of my purchases from her in the bag until I actually have time to do it. I want to try and get that started this year because I think it's very nice. And with every purchase you get a mini as well, which is, this is called Before the Ball. And is that not so cute? And as you can see, I think it's just been made into a, I think a scissor fob, which I might look at trying to do. So yeah, that was my, as you can see, it looks beautiful and all. So yeah, that's my Lindy Stitches haul, which there's also another order, but we'll talk about that when that arrives, because that's also shipping and on its way. So looking forward to that one. I also, here we go. I hope you're comfy, because I've still got more to go. So Caterpillar Cross Stitch came out with the Hello Petal on pre-order a while ago, and of course had to get that one, didn't I? Because I've got the Hello Deer, doing the Hello Pumpkin. It'd be rude not to, right? So got the Hello Deer. I bought the kit because I actually had a gift voucher for the website, so I thought, you know what, just try this. Can you see how cute this is? Like, look at the animals. I haven't taken it out of the packet yet, just because it's cleaner. But you get, I don't think you see enough of the pattern here, but you get all the fabric. You get the fabric in here, you get the floss in here, you get a needle in there. I think it's brilliant. I didn't opt for the needle minder. The needle minder was a little chick like this. Come on. Maybe I'm too close. But it was a little chick. I mean, I use a lot of Sally's needle minders, so I can fully recommend them. I think they're brilliant quality. They hold needles ridiculously well, and they're always really cute. I've got the little koala one and a couple of other ones, and I've seen a lot of other people have, say, this one or the robin one from the Hello Deer, or the owl one that she released after Hello Pumpkin, which again, super cute. And if you're looking for needle minders, I think that's a really good place to go. I fully recommend her for that. And last but not least, when it comes to haul, is from Forbidden Fiber. I can't speak today. Forbidden Fiber Co. did a, I don't know what you would call, I think it was a treasure trove box or treasure box. I can't think what she called it. Are you noticing a theme here with stuff I like? I quite like Star Wars. So I've taken some of the stuff out of this already, like the frogs that have been eaten, which makes more sense. But it came beautifully. Let's see if I can do this without dropping everything. As you can see, this was obviously together, so it was more like that. Yeah, but obviously you had to break or goggle to get into the box. It came beautifully packaged. Sorry for the noise. I have actually been quite organised in this one and pre-taken stuff out of packaging, so we didn't have this issue. But it came with, and let me just read, a beautiful like thing and what's inside. So it came with some threads, which I'll show you in a minute. There was a beautiful, I don't have it, like hand sanitizer with in a little pouch that says "This is the way," which is the way, especially at the moment. Hand dye fabric, which I'll show you in a minute. A pattern and a needle minder, which again, I'll show you in a minute. The gummy frogs, which of course have gone because Grogu likes his frogs. This is a scissor fob, which is also, I think I've still got in here, and a couple of other little goodies, which I thought was very, for me, it was a good price for what you got, and the fact that all of these, well, I think it was, what was it, 6 boxes? 6 boxes. 6 threads were specifically designed for this box. So first I'll start with the fabric. I actually opted, although I've just said for the last couple of minutes, I'm trying to move away from Ada. I went for Ada on this one. Can't really see the colour as well as I would have liked, but it's got some, it's not fully white, there's some like, it's the fabric apparently says colourway tumbleweed, so it's kind of got like a pinky browny mottled effect. So I think like desert khaki is the way I would describe this, which, and it's so soft, so I'm quite excited to stitch on this. Which, can you see this? I don't think you can really, but there is, oh, you can just about see it bit here. There is, it's subtle, but it kind of, it looks better from afar in probably natural light, not on a camera, so sorry that's not really conveying as well as I would have liked, but what can you do? So the pattern that goes with this, which was designed specifically for this, is this. I absolutely love this. Super excited. Again, I want to start it as soon as possible, but May. And also 1,001 different projects, huh? So yeah, I'm quite excited about this, especially like I love the colour. You'll see this in a minute on the This Is The Way. I think the variegation on that is beautiful. Got a, this is the needle minder, which is the Jedi Order, which, if that will focus, which of course it doesn't focus when I want it to focus, huh? So we're gonna, there you go. So yeah, somehow, I don't know how, that hasn't quite made it onto my project. It stayed in the box, I don't know how. Especially what with this being the month of Star Wars, you know, May the 4th and all that. And then this is a scissor fob, which I can see whether I can get this to focus as well. It's super cute. No, it's not going to focus. But it's a little froggy. Because obviously Grogu can't get enough of frogs, which I'm not saying anything if you haven't seen it, don't want to spoil it for anyone. And without being annoying and say those who know, those who know will know. And I just think attention to detail in this box is brilliant, for me at least. So yes, let's show you the threads, shall we? So there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11 different threads that came. 11 or 10, I'm not entirely sure which. I'm just going to put the ones to the side which were done specifically for this one. Sorry, I should have done this earlier, shouldn't I, really? But, you know, this is the way. Okay, so these ones were ones that were pre-existing before this box. On Forbidden Fibre Case, you've got Smoke Screen, which has got a little, it's a lovely grey colour. And then Garnet, which is this gorgeous burgundy kind of colour, which I think is to die for. Which I think is actually used on Grogu's robe, but I could be wrong, isn't it? I guess it is, looking at the pattern. Julep, which is a beautiful variegated green. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like a nice light green with a little bit of lighter coming inside of it. Magnetic Mahogany, which is nice too, I think that's beautiful. Obsidian, which is like a nice dark colour. And then the colours that were specifically designed for this box. Wookiee, because you can't have Star Wars related stuff without Wookiees now, can you? Beskar, which is a nice colour too. I like the fact that is it variegated? I think I said this last time when I was doing something from Forbidden Fibre. I think there's a tiny bit of variegation, but it's very subtle, which is also quite nice. Boba Fett, which is lovely. I love this colour, which kind of matches his outfit. Tatooine, because, you know, which is very deserty, which obviously fits Tatooine. The Child, because can't have a Mandalorian without the child now, which is a beautiful green, which I know, I'm guessing it's going to be Grogu. I haven't really looked at the pattern. And this has to be my favourite floss I've seen in quite some time. This is the way. Just look at the difference in the colours. So you've got like greens in there, you've got blues, got a bit of orangey colour here. And I mean, all of them together on the, like, I did a floss task just as soon as I got this because I was so intrigued to see how it would look and all that type of thing. They look gorgeous on the fabric. I tried to photograph it to put it up on my Instagram account and it just didn't photograph at all well, which was very annoying, but what can you do, huh? So these are the colours on the fabrics. I mean, look at that. They're going to look stunning, I think. But they all fit beautifully together, and the pattern just makes me smile every time I see it. So, yeah, I'm trying to work out when I get that done. But, sorry, I'm just shutting the box. So yeah, that was a really good purchase, and I was so excited when it came. It came again quicker than I thought it would. Coming from the States, things take time. So yeah, that was the haul. I have put other purchases in for other stuff, which will come hopefully before the next video. For example, I've finally caved and bought a Lowry frame. But I'm saying it's for the good of my health, so I sit properly when I'm stitching. At least that's what I'm saying. I'm sticking to the story. And a couple of other bits and pieces, again as I mentioned earlier, from Lindy Stitches. So once that's here, I'll put it in my next video if I remember. I'm not gonna lie, having to remember all of this stuff was a bit of an issue. I won't lie, I had to keep making notes as the month went on, going, oh, got to make sure I mention this, got to make sure I mention that. But yeah, I think that's everything that I've been doing in the last couple of weeks. As I said, stitching's been slower because coming home later, having to still do the same things you have to do on a day-to-day basis, there's less time, and sometimes, although I love stitching, the last thing I want to do sometimes is put my glasses back on, which I've been wearing all day, to then continue stitching on something that I just want to sit and watch, I don't know, Futurama or something that, you know, that's very low content, very low thinking, if that makes sense. So sometimes stitching helps, sometimes it doesn't. It honestly depends on the day-to-day mood, but with a couple of days off work, I'm hoping I can actually enjoy my stitching a bit more and get a bit more progress done. Not because I'm trying to prove anything to anyone or do anything, just for me personally. So yeah. What are your May plans? I know some people are doing starts once a week, and you've also got Steph, I think, an Indie Stitches who was talking about, and I could be wrong, Stitch Sania, where you stitch on like one piece for a week, or I think she was starting a piece every week, but she was then stitching solidly on that for a week, but I could be wrong, which I also thought was quite a good idea. People are starting obviously new pieces some people are starting them every day for however, I think it was whatever year it is, so 21 this year, you would be starting a new piece on every day until the 21st, which to me was too hectic. Some people I've seen are doing Barbaram stitch months. I've seen people who are doing Russian Owl Forest. I think the beauty of this is that you can do whatever you want. So that's, I mean, I know we're halfway in the month. I'm just curious to see what you guys are up to, what you're stitching. Yeah, so I think that's basically everything from my side. I'm going to obviously try and do another video within the next 4 weeks. I was going to aim for like every 2 or 3 weeks, to be quite honest. Even if it's a shorter video, it will be a shorter video. It'd just be nice to sit down and unwind with you guys and talk a bit about cross stitch, because quite frankly, no one else in my life really cares that much, as in like people I actually see every day. They go, that's nice. So yeah, I think that's everything from me. So yeah, take care and stay safe, and yeah, look forward to catching up with you soon. Bye!